We have an intro song.
We're back. We're back. We're back. This is the new intro.
No, it's not.
Because we're back. Don't be mad, podcast.
That's all the viewers gone already. All the viewers are gone.
New year, new intro. It's 2018. First official episode of the new year.
We're back.
We are back, guys.
We're back.
Took an extra week just to help ourselves, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. A lot of shit to do during the holiday season. So, take that extra week just to,
Make sure we're
refocus,
we're level, all of our energies are in balance,
Stop that chakra nonsense. It doesn't exist.
To you.
Too much anime.
No, that's just life, man. It's more astrology than anime than anything.
There's no such thing as astrology. It's just stuff people made up to sell books.
You need to open your mind, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Open your mind and your heart.
Okay, Tony Robbins.
Welcome to the Don't Be Mad podcast, your weekly dose of two guys that are good friends, shooting the shit, and giving you a perspective you probably didn't think of.
Yeah,
I'm your host, Matthew, at Lefty Lucky, joined here as always with
Jason. How y'all doing?
Jason's looking blind right now. He just put some eye drops in, so
yeah,
he's looking a bit glazed over there, I think he just took a couple joints to the head.
I got that pill. I got the Bill Cosby eye right now.
Well, let's start it off the right way. Happy New Year, guys. It's 2018. It's been great. Like I said, we took that extra week just because we had a lot of behind-the-scenes things going on, and we wanted to make sure that when we came back right. As most of you know, the website is still down, but it will be up very soon because we're improving it, essentially.
Trust me, when you see what it looks like, you're going to be, amazed and baffled.
It's going to be worth it.
You're like, how did they do this?
We're taking our time with it because we want to make sure that we bring it out with the proper rollout.
Yeah, so I just want to make this clear from the beginning because I know a lot of people used to get the podcast from the website, listen to it. So if you want to, if you want to download the podcast, just go on iTunes, Google Play, iHeart, Stitcher, Spotify, anything that you listen to a podcast to, we are there. Yeah. Just look for Don't Be Mad and you will find us there.
You can still catch us that way because, the show must go on even if the website's down. And then once the website's up, all the episodes will be back up there as per usual. So just a matter of time and a bit of patience on both our sides. Just bear with us as we do this for you.
Yeah, and you can expect a lot of new changes for the good coming up for the website. I'm telling you, everyone, it's I was amazed when I saw it, how it's going to be. So keep your eyes tuned for that.
For sure.
And I also want to thank everyone again for an amazing 2017. You guys got us, you guys supported us a lot during that time, and
hit the ground running, baby.
We appreciate it so much, and hopefully 2018 we are going to make it even better and do bigger things and just have fun with it as usual and talk that shit like we always do. Mm-hmm.
So that being said, should we get it started?
Yeah, man, start off. What are you talking about today?
All right. Let's start off with a little bit of why you guys are crazy for thinking Oprah should be president. Look, let me just start by saying, love Oprah. Think she's awesome. Obviously one of the most influential people, regardless of gender, just people, period, in the world. But there's no way in hell she should be president. I know she gave a phenomenal Golden Globe speech. I watched it. I was one of the people who stood and applauded. It was freaking good. But I think if we have learned anything from Trump being president, it's that Oprah, we should stay far away from celebrities being president. Period.
Yeah.
Leave it to career politicians. Let them do it. Let them be the ones.
Don't No, Oprah in the White House is a big no. Any celebrity in the White House is a big no. And the only exception is Ronald Reagan, but he was in politics way before that.
Yeah, by the time he jumped in, he was a career politician. So it was a no-brainer.
No celebrities. We don't want The Rock. We don't want none of that nonsense that people keep saying, "Oh, you should run for this." You should no. Start off as a mayor somewhere first. Start off doing that. Start off being running for governor or a senator or a House representative or something like that. But don't go from celebrity to president. That's just a recipe for disaster. Look at the disaster the states have right now.
I was really pissed off when they were like, Oprah should run and have Michelle Obama as her VP.
That's the stupidest thing ever, especially when Michelle is more qualified to run as president.
If I'm not mistaken, she has a double master's. Both of them law related.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me she should be the VP to Oprah? That's a slap in the face to Michelle Obama, people. Like, come on. Do your Googles, man. Do your Googles. And understand why some of the shit you say is just ridiculous. Plus, Oprah never said she wants to be president. Even Michelle Obama said she never wanted to be president. Let's just understand, like, the bar right now is just so low. We got to raise it.
It's funny that you talk about the bar. Yesterday I was watching an episode of South Park where Cartman was versus Honey Boo Boo or something like that, and and they said this is the lowest. Like Cartman was fighting Honey Boo Boo on those scooter things, in a pit of spaghetti sauce, like, and on the side story, you know how South Park does it. They had George Cameron go to the depths of the ocean to raise the bar, and everyone thought the bar doesn't exist. There's no physical bar. And you see, he finds the bar and he starts raising it, and all the standards and everyone started raising up. I was like, wow.
I really think we, as Americans, both Canada, U.S., even Mexico, we got to raise that bar. We have set it so low to the point that someone like Trump is in there, and we think somebody who is another celebrity who might just have a different stance is somebody who should become the leader of the free world. And it makes no sense. We got to get back to raising the bar, having higher expectation for our leaders.
Yeah.
Pick better leaders.
We want Uncle Joe back. Bring back Joe Biden.
Joe Biden would have been good, man.
I want Uncle Joe. That's what we call him.
It was unfortunate he had, there were some family issues there,
I think he'll run. I think he'll run, though. I think he'll run.
I would love for him to run. A career politician.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're doing would make a lot more sense.
Uncle Joe could run, man. He'll beat. And the thing with Joe Biden is he has a foul mouth. A respectable foul mouth, though. So he could get after Trump in certain ways that'll actually push his buttons. So I'll be like, oh, yeah, he could probably do it. No Hillary Clinton. No one wants her. No one wants Hillary Clinton.
Which is incredible because she, of anyone who's run in the last few elections, is the most qualified to do the job.
Too shady, man. Too shady.
Look, I like my politician shady.
Nah.
I want you to do dirty things and me not know about it or ever find out about it.
It's not good.
That keeps the world safe. If you're a politician and you're not shady, I can't trust you. I want to know there's some skeletons in your closet that if they were to come out, I would be shocked and appalled. But the fact that they don't come out lets me know you're going to do a good job.
No, I don't even think she would have done a good job, honestly.
She would have done a way better job than Trump.
Better than Trump, but like how, like you said, the bar is low. So, yeah, she would have raised the bar, but what would she have done?
She's literally at the top of the bar if you want to be realistic about it.
Biden's been there longer. I will put him.
Biden's more likable.
That's what you need.
But I mean, I'm talking about qualifications here. Like somebody who's been in the realm, who has
still Biden
all the accolades, like has pretty much all the credentials that are there to be like, yeah, you are suitable for this job. It was her.
It was still Biden though.
And they still didn't take her. Why? Because and they want to say it's all like the shady shit, the Benghazi and the emails and all this shit. No, just tell the truth. It's because she's a woman. Just tell the fucking truth. It's because she's a woman.
Well, you know how the states are, but
that's exactly why I'm saying. It's exactly that. The same way we know exactly why Trump was in there. White supremacy.
The whites are at it again.
He spoke their language, man.
The whites are at it again.
That's all it was. He spoke their language.
So speak on it. Since you brought up Trump, speak on what the nonsense he talked about today.
With the apparent shithole countries that all the immigrants come to and how they got to do better vetting and making sure that they get more immigrants from European countries.
Yeah. Basically say Norway. We should have more people from Norway. Like, you're right, please. We want people from Norway for it.
Look, I'm going to tell you exactly what I was telling Jason before we started recording. Nothing this guy says surprises me anymore. When he said this, I was not surprised. Why? This is what he has been doing even before becoming president. When he was going through the applications for housing, he would put a C on the top of a document for somebody who was black coming in or Latino, as referring them as colored. So a guy who does that, we're surprised that he's going to have this type of thing to say about immigrants that come from Haiti, El Salvador, and African countries and call them shithole countries. This is the man he's always been. This is the guy he showed us he's been. This is why he's had class action lawsuits against him from minority people when it came to the housings that he owned. This is Trump. Don't be shocked that Trump is being Trump. The thing that we should be surprised about is that we are still allowing Trump to be Trump as president. That's what's shocking to me.
Well, Republicans, this is the thing with, I always say about conservatives and people who follow that philosophy. Liberals or Democrats, whatever you call them, they're more for the collective. Conservatives are me, myself, and I. So what's best interest in me? Like I always say, conservatives will give up their first son if it was to get money for themselves. They would do that. They would honestly do that. Like you can't even get one conservative on TV to say that, Trump said this, or they're going to be like, well, they bring up they can't give a yes or no answer to anything you ask them. They always go into this long diatribe of something like, he was trying to say this about that. And I'm like, no, did he say this? Yeah. Yes or no? They can never. And this is the thing with conservatives. It's self-preservation with them. They're essentially snitches. They're snitches. That's what they are. They would snitch on everything to just protect themselves, to protect what's important to them and them only.
This whole idea of like country over party, which has not been shown whatsoever with this ever since Trump came in. The thing that, like, it's so apparent too, because when you have these conversations about him calling these places shithole countries, and the simple fact that we talk about this, like what he said, but then when the conversation is about his racism or his racist ways come about, like everybody wants to like pretty much sweep it under the rug or completely ignore the conversation altogether. It's the pattern that he shows, and at a certain point, we got to acknowledge the fact that as far as the media is concerned, as far as these politicians are concerned, it's like Jason just said, they only care about their fucking selves. They don't give a fuck about what's happening with us. They haven't cared whatsoever. Like, look, when they finally got the tax reform pushed through, he was in that meeting with all the rich people there saying, I just made you guys a lot richer. Completely disregarding his core demographic and people that got him in there. The people from Ohio and the Midwest, all that stuff, who he was basically pandering to the most about talking about how he's going to help them out.
You mean the dumb hicks? And I'm sorry to say that, but you guys are dumb hicks. If you are poor, especially like even Dave Chappelle was saying this. We'll talk about Dave Chappelle in a second, what he was talking about. But poor people on all ends, white, black, Latino, whatever. If you voted for Trump, you are stupid as hell. Don't expect anyone with money to sweet talk you and say, I'm going to fight for you, especially if they're conservative. When has that ever happened? When has someone rich ever fought for you? Like most of you lost your houses because of these rich people.
Lost their houses, lost their health insurance.
Your health insurance, your houses and stuff. In the housing crisis. Who do you think took all that money when you guys lost your houses? Who do you think got all those bonuses and stuff like that? It's people like Trump. That's the same ilk of people. And I'm sorry to say this, but you people who are poor and you wanted something else. I didn't say you have to vote for Hillary. You didn't have to vote for her. But obviously, lesser of bad evils. But you voted for Trump thinking a billionaire who takes a shit on a gold toilet is going to somehow fight for you. Seriously. That's the most stupidest thing. And you should be ashamed of yourselves.
I just don't know how anybody could have trusted a guy who eats well-done steaks with ketchup. Like that right there is all I need to know that this man can.
Didn't he eat Kentucky with like a knife and fork or some shit like that?
Kentucky and McDonald's every day. It's only a matter of time before he has a stroke or some shit. Fucking ridiculous, bro.
He's a sad, sad man. But yeah, we given a lot of time to Trump, more than we usually do. We usually give him like the 16 seconds and stuff. But he's wrong for that.
Because it's time deserved. Because, and like we're saying, like you call these countries shithole countries, but the one thing that we have to acknowledge is the fact that African nations, like immigrants that come from these African nations, immigrants that come from Haiti, immigrants that come from even the Central Americas, when they come here, they work hard. They come here to get educated. They want to contribute to society in the best ways possible. They're not coming here simply to just be half-assed citizens of this country just because they've heard the hype about it. Like, they come here with a goal and vision that not only they want to have for themselves, but for their extended families who probably didn't even get to make it here.
Yeah.
But to say that where they come from is like a shithole country, it's just a complete slap in the face to any and all immigrants that have ever stepped foot in America. And it's the understanding, too, that shithole countries can't produce people that are hardworking, dedicated citizens that actually become natural citizens of your, well, not natural citizens, but can become citizens of your country and actually contribute to your economy. That won't happen from a shithole country. So to spit in the face of these people who actually come here and do good for you and do good for the country that you may have been fortunate to be born in is disgusting in every shape and form.
Yeah, he needs to get stomped out. Like, he needs to get like just a good slap in the face. Like, just a good, I'm not even a slap, a backhand.
Like, I would love for that to happen, but at the same time, we know the Secret Service is there 24/7. It's just not going to happen.
There's a lot of stuff that can happen. I've seen presidents get sick, throw up on people. I've seen presidents get backhand slapped and get pies thrown in their face and shit. It's possible.
Oh, not in a joking setting. I mean, like in a serious setting, there's no way you get that close.
Of course you can.
Not with the Secret Service around, man.
No, the Secret Service is there, but they can't really do that much. Not in public, anyways. It's gonna be a revolt. If Secret Service actually brandishes a weapon on people, like American citizens,
it's because the president's in danger.
Huh?
If the president's in danger, they can.
If they're shooting at him, sure, I would say use your guns, but not if you get a pie to the face.
I'm just saying you never get that close.
Yeah, you can. Trust me, there's plenty of stuff where
you have high hope, Jason. It would never happen. But yeah, screw this guy. Let's get to something that's a bit more happy. Did you watch that college football game?
Of course.
I know you love your Crimson Tide.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide, man.
I'll tell you right now, man. The state of Georgia, when it comes to football, is cursed.
Wow. It was just I knew Alabama was going to come back and win because even if they hadn't changed the quarterback, I think they still would have won because that defense is just ridiculous.
Well, no, I feel like, yeah, changing the quarterback was a smart move, but also having Georgia completely change their game plan from rather than trying to continue their speed game and use that, which was working, to trying to slow down the pace and just eat up clock, which we know rarely works in college football. That's what screwed them. Because the one thing we knew about Georgia is, like, they're a fast team on both sides of the ball. And, like, if they had any chance of winning this, they would have to keep a fast pace, considering you look at Alabama's guys, they're all big guys, big, powerful guys, and the way you beat that is with speed. You got to outwork them. You got to make them work harder than they worked before. So you slow down the pace for a big, powerful team, you're basically telling them, yeah, come back, which is exactly what they did.
Yeah, Alabama. Like I said, yeah, man, the QB, the freshman, the true freshman who came and relieved Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts never played for Alabama again.
I'll just say Tua because I cannot say his last name. I don't want to disrespect him and butcher his last name, so Tua.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts is never playing for a quarterback for the team again. Because he was awful though in that game though. He was not doing anything, but he's been awful. The thing about
Jalen Hurts that bugs me is, like, he has opportunities to just air it out and he doesn't.
He's not that good.
Yeah,
he isn't that good. That's why he's not going to be drafted as a quarterback in the NFL. And
no, I don't think
that's
so
what it is. He's not going to be drafted.
I mean, if anything, this would be the time for him to change his position and see what works best for him. But yeah, it's just the simple fact that it's like, you don't take those shots, you know, like he doesn't go out there and try to, like, win the games, you know, like he'll run it himself, he'll do his option plays when he has to, but It's always like a first check, second check. If it's not there, then he's running with it himself. You know, like he doesn't take those risks. Whereas the second Tua got in, he was just like, I'm just going to throw this ball. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
And he was on the bench for most of the season while he playing garbage time and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's a legend born right there, and I guarantee you that's who Alabama's going to start next season. And Jalen Hurts, he's going.
I would not be surprised if Tua starts next season.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is going to get transferred, so he's going to transfer to a different school. I don't know where, but he's going to transfer.
I don't think he will though.
Yeah, he will.
I'd honestly be shocked if he did.
He will. There was talk about it since before the college playoffs started. Since the beginning, like the middle of the season for college football, like there's talk of like him transferring.
I know there was a lot more talk for the second string guy at Georgia who lost his job to Frum. Yeah. There was more talk about him leaving, like possibly going to Washington or some other school. But when it comes to Hurts, he has one more season left there. Or one more year left there, if I'm not mistaken.
If he wants to, whatever. But he can't. Like I said, he's not going to get drafted by.
I think if he's smart, you stay in Alabama, change your position. Because if anything happens to Tua, you can always go back to playing quarterback. But you switch your position, either you go like tight end or some shit.
Yeah.
You stay there because you know it's a program that if you switch your position, you're going to get accepted with it, and they're going to actually push you forward with that. And being in Alabama in itself. If you can switch your position and be good at that position, it's going to look very good for him.
I don't think so. But quarterbacks, man.
If something happens to it, God forbid, you're going to get right back in there as quarterback. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, if you want to remain quarterback, you want to be arrogant about it, so be it. Stay as a backup. But best case scenario, you switch your position, and if something happens to it, unfortunately, then you switch back over to quarterback.
We'll see.
Because you got to consider the fact that all season, he was the one who got them there. Even though he wasn't the one that wanted for him, he got them to that point.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But good luck. Good win, Alabama. You are champions again. Nick Saban, stay in college football because if you can't make it in the NFL.
I don't see Nick Saban leaving.
He can't leave because he can't cut it in the NFL.
No, it's not even a matter of can't leave. Why would he leave? I think they said after the salary he made this year and all
it's comparable bonuses, to NFL, but NFL salary.
He made somewhere around like $11 million plus. And you're thinking like you are in Alabama where there are no other professional teams. Like the Crimson Tide are the team. You are essentially the man in that place.
Yeah, but that whole section is more Cowboy fans than anything else. So Alabama and all that's Georgia. That's Cowboy, Atlanta, all that.
As good as the Cowboys are when it comes to college sports, the pride and fandom there, it's second to none.
Cowboy fans are bigger than any college team. And that's for sure. That's a 100% guarantee. I don't know how, but Cowboy fans are everywhere. There's not you can go.
I'm not saying about globally. I'm saying specific to Alabama.
Well, yeah, Alabama. There's nothing in Alabama, so they're going to.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But
like,
if there was
Alabama, if you're Crimson Tide, you are like the cream of the crop. So it's like, why would he leave? Like, essentially, he is. I'm not going to say God, but like he's that fucking guy.
Yeah, but he can't. Like I said, he won't be able to handle the personalities in the NFL. He will not be able to. He quit on the Dolphins, so why would he go back to the NFL? He'll get criticized and chewed out by a lot of players.
I don't see any reason for him. Like those rumors that came up, I didn't even entertain him because to me it's like there's absolutely no reason for him to leave.
And it's like him being with freaking Belichick in the same division. Like that's what really set him over the top. That's why he couldn't do it. Couldn't beat Belichick. That's why he quit on the Dolphins. That's why Daniel Tosh always insults him any chance he gets on the show, because he quit on that. Daniel Tosh is everyone didn't know, he's like a Dolphins fan, and he always talks about Tuscaloosa and how they're backwater hicks and everything like that, and they have sex with their sisters and their cousins and shit like that. So that's why he always makes fun of them.
Via Daniel Tosh, not us.
Huh?
We said no such things. That was all Daniel Tosh.
Yeah, well, there's stuff like that happens in Alabama. Stereotypes do come from something. They do come from a little bit of truth.
Well, I'm not co-signing that at all.
Hey, people from Alabama would tell you that, which is funny.
Co-signing
they would tell you that
at all.
They would tell you that too. It's hilarious. All right.
Moving on, since we mentioned Belichick, let's talk some NFL playoff football.
NFL.
Bang, 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 dun, 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 dun.
Dude, you don't have to play that. That's one of your Monday nights, man.
Dun, 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 dun. I like the song.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
They have no one to on that anyways.
Dun,
To
dun,
call
dun,
plays.
dun, 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 dun. Like, his John Gruden's bitch ass went to the Raiders. Like, it's going to make any difference.
Huh?
Let me
What do
be
you
the
mean?
first one to say, fuck you, John Gruden. He ain't going to do shit.
Why are you mad at John Gruden for?
And
Are
you're not going to last 10 years.
you afraid because now he's in the division with the Broncos and he's probably gonna beat them senseless now?
Okay, Chargers fan, you don't care?
Huh? Not really. I don't.
It's not even a matter of beat us badly. It's more a matter of I don't give a fuck who John Gruden thinks he is.
It's more the
He ain't
personnel.
shit.
It's more the personnel that on defense that they don't have. So I'm not really worried
We
about.
all know that
the
one
Raiders are
Super
gonna
Bowl
do.
you got is because you took over Tony Dungy's team. So don't act like it was all you, buddy. Flex on that.
I don't know. I can't. I'm not gonna say that.
All you're good for is watching tape and talking to quarterbacks. That's it.
Oh boy. Well, he's gonna have a good quarterback to talk to. No.
Yeah, talk to Carr about Jesus, buddy.
He's just mad.
God-fearing dickhead.
Are you guys? Is that coach for still there for Denver?
Who, Vance?
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Isn't he gonna get fired?
No, we fired everybody else.
Except the one person that you should fire, John Elway.
Whoa. Relax.
How many coaches now under him, and how many bad QBs under him? That's a whole bunch.
Hey, he's brought us to Super Bowl 1-1. Relax.
With and
Yo,
what about now?
Trust the process.
What process? If you had a process, you
Future
get.
Bronco, Baker Mayfield, next up.
You don't want Baker Mayfield. No one wants Baker Mayfield. No one wants that problem.
Most likely we're going to get Mason Rudolph.
No one wants that
I'm
problem.
speaking into existence. If we can't get Mason Rudolph, we're going to get Baker Mayfield. It's one of the two. Just how it goes down.
You guys didn't finish near last. How are you going to get Baker Mayfield?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Who are you going to give up? Brock Osweiler for something?
Don't worry about what we do. Just know we will do what we need to do
Which was
to
nothing.
get either Baker Mayfield or Mason Rudolph. Future Broncos.
And you watch and get nothing.
Yo, relax.
It's John Elway. I don't trust him as a GM. You can't have all these bad coaches and bad quarterbacks in succession like
I mean,
that.
bad coach. Gary Kubiak was a bad coach.
Yeah. You
Won us a Super Bowl.
No, Peyton Manning won you a Super Bowl, and your defense won you a Super Bowl. Gary Kubiak didn't do anything.
The year Peyton won with us was the worst season he's ever had.
But you had a good defense, no?
Yeah.
Okay,
And who was our head coach? Gary Kubiak. Respect it.
please. Gary Kubiak couldn't.
Look, we're
coach
getting
his way
off
out of a
topic
box.
here. We're talking about the playoffs. This week, Saturday, start off with Philadelphia. Ooh, baby.
All right.
And I believe they are playing Atlanta.
Atlanta's probably going to win that game.
Yeah, they should. Dude, Carson Wentz went out, and pretty much that was it for me when it came to Philly. I would be very shocked if they pull off the upset tomorrow and beat Atlanta, considering how Atlanta's defense decided to start playing in the last few weeks, even though their offense is still struggling.
Well, Atlanta, I don't know. They're not gonna make it all the way to the end. I don't know who they're gonna lose against, but the team is weird. I don't know. Matt Ryan, I don't really trust him as a quarterback. I think he's gonna have a mistake when it counts the most. And as for Nick Foles could handle the load. Like,
We know he can handle the load, but can he win them a game?
if their defense plays well, sure. He can win them a game.
I don't trust it against Atlanta's defense for him to actually go out there and win them a game. I think he can manage the game. He can keep it close. He can maybe pull off 2 or 3 big plays that could set things off. But when it comes down to it, I feel like Atlanta should be able to put that pressure on him to, like, basically just stifle what he needs to do. That's just, I mean, I'm looking at more of the stats of, like, you got these veteran guys there versus, like, a Philly team, which is, as explosive as they have been, the biggest explosive reason they had for being where they were was Carson Wentz, and he's out. And we saw, like, Nick Foles in the last week, or not last week, the week before when he came in, really wasn't doing it.
He'll be fine, though. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine for a loss. Be fine for a loss.
Yeah, but Atlanta should win that game.
Also, tomorrow we got Tennessee and New England, and I mean, come on. Do we really need to talk about this one?
Going with Tennessee.
You're. Oh yeah, because he's got family from Tennessee, so he's kind of going for that.
No, because the Patriots can't stop the run, and they have two good running backs.
DeMarco Murray's not playing.
Huh?
DeMarco Murray's
They
not
still
playing.
can't. They still can't stop the run though.
But I will say this: if Henry goes out there and he can run his ass off, which we know he can,
And Mariota could run too. Mariota's a mobile quarterback. He can run.
as much as he can run, I don't expect him to run that much.
He'll probably have to beat the
He'll
Patriots.
do his best to stick in the pocket. He'll try to beat them in the air. And I mean, like, look, if Eric Decker could have another game like he did last week, who the hell knows?
Who? What?
Eric Decker,
Who's he?
a white guy who killed.
Oh, you mean Eric Decker, the one who vanished during the Super Bowl time when
Hey,
he vanished? He was talking before the Super Bowl. We couldn't see him during the Super Bowl.
Did you see
we
him
found him
last
after the Super Bowl. Yeah, he won't do that though. He's not.
did you see what he did to Kansas City?
Yeah, but he's not going to do that again though.
I'm just saying.
And it's Kansas City.
If he can have 50% of what he did last week, it could be problematic.
And it's Kansas City, man. Freaking Andy Reid always playing it safe as he always does. That's why he always gets beat. So
I was happy to see him lose.
Alex Smith's not staying there anyways.
Oh, they're getting rid of him.
Yeah. But
Hey, maybe Alex Smith should come to Denver.
I doubt it.
Hey, you never know. LA could pull the Yoki doke. Just be like, yeah, we're looking at Baker Mayfield, and all of a sudden, Alex Smith. Hey, welcome to Denver. Check out the facility. Look at our defense.
Alex Smith would be like, thanks, but no thanks.
Really?
Yeah.
You're out of your mind.
He'd be like, thanks, but no thanks.
All we need is a quarterback.
And an offensive line.
That could work.
Okay.
Alex Smith is good for a check down. He gets that ball out quick. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, he used to get sacked a lot too. That's why until he got an offensive line and start being accurate and stuff like that, he used to get sacked all the time in San Francisco.
Anyways, you're picking Titans. You're crazy.
Yeah, I'm picking Titans.
I'm picking New England just because if you're a betting man, you know where you put your money. Good old Belichick.
All right. What's the next game?
Am I wrong?
Sometimes.
Sunday's first game, Jacksonville versus Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh should win that easy.
Should. But will Antonio Brown be ready to go?
Of course he'll be ready to go. He'll be fine.
Well, he left practice today with an illness. Plus, he still has that nagging injury.
He'll be fine, though. He'll play.
I think he'll play. I just don't know if he'll be 100%.
I don't even think they need him to beat the Jaguars anyways. Jaguars defense is tough, but...
Yeah, they gave Ben Roethlisberger his worst game ever. 5 interceptions.
Yeah, but Ben Roethlisberger's a rapist, so... Those things are bound to happen.
Jesus Christ.
Those things... What, am I wrong? What is what I said wrong?
I didn't say you were wrong.
Okay. I told the truth.
I don't think him, allegedly, for legal purdposes, raping someone is why he got 5 interceptions
As
against the Jaguars.
As Mordor said in Doctor Strange, the movie, the bill comes due.
You think the bill came due with him throwing 5 interceptions?
That's right.
That's level playing field.
That's right.
Really?
That's right. That's money. That's bonus money.
Oh my God.
That's money. That's money he could have.
I don't think that's level play.
That's money he could have used at the bar to rape some girl. He didn't. He did not get.
You go to jail. That's level playing field. Not you rape someone. You throw 5 interceptions against the Jaguars defense.
That's preventing him from raping now. Because now that's money he could have made in bonuses that he could have used at the bar to rape another girl. See where I'm going?
You have a weird way of looking at life.
It's logic.
It's a logic I never want to be a part of.
It's a good kind of logic. But yeah. No, but Pittsburgh, going back to football, Pittsburgh should win that easy. They have too many weapons on offense. And their defense is pretty okay. The defense is decent. So they should be fine.
I will say this for the sake of my Pick'em League. I hope Jacksonville wins. I will be cheering for them.
Gonna lose some money there.
No, they're not the team I picked. I'm just saying.
Pick them to lose?
Other people picked Pittsburgh, so I would like to see Jacksonville win to take Pittsburgh out of the running.
Okay, I get it.
That would help me a lot.
All right.
The game I will be watching attentively will be the last game of the weekend, New Orleans versus Minnesota. I'm hoping Minnesota takes that one.
I think the Saints are going to win, but I think the Saints are trash, Joe. I don't think any of these two teams are good. Minnesota is going to let...
Whoa. 13-3 is not good for Minnesota.
But who is in there? Who's in the division?
It's not just
Green Bay
ransacked the NFC.
A Green Bay Packers who lost Aaron Rodgers. Detroit, don't even get me started with Detroit.
Dude, they ran through all the NFC teams, ran through AFC teams as well. Like it's not like they had a lightweight schedule. Regardless of how you look at their division, all the teams outside of their division that they beat were no easy buckets, man.
Yeah, I don't trust them.
That defense is strong. For some reason, Case Keenum is a phenom. Like, to the point where it's like, you had Sam Bradford, he gets hurt. Teddy Bridgewater comes back from injury, and they're like, nah, we're sticking with Case. Which is something that most of us would have never thought would have ever been said in our lifetime. We're going to stick with Case Keenum. But that's not to how...
Wait, Case Keenum is the...
Yeah.
Wow, watch the picks. He's going to send some picks. I'm telling you, it's going to be at least 4 picks.
It's going to get at least 3 tutties, baby.
At least 4 picks. At least.
Case, I got your back, bro. Got your back, buddy. You got this.
No, he doesn't.
And that defense just shut down the run. That's all I'm asking.
All right.
Shut down New Orleans' run.
Whatever team wins this game, they're not going past whatever team they're going to face next. Simple as that. I don't think Minnesota's good.
It'll be either Atlanta or Philly. Literally, whoever wins this game is literally going to the Super Bowl. Like, I don't see Atlanta beating either team. And Philly, if they manage to get past Atlanta, I don't see them getting past either team as well.
Philly could beat the Saints.
I don't think so.
Philly can beat Philly can beat the Vikings.
Nah.
Atlanta can beat the Saints. That's for damn sure. Atlanta always beats the Saints for some reason. And the Vikings, who knows? We'll see. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But that's the NFL picture. Make your bets, people.
Let us know what you guys think, man. Who do you got? Who you cheering for? You Patriots fans need not apply because, I mean, you're all a bunch of bandwagoners anyways.
It's true. Once Belichick and Brady are gone, that team is going back in the dump where they were before.
Yep.
That team was trash before Belichick and Brady started that dynasty.
And they don't even got Jimmy Garoppolo to take over when Tom Brady goes.
Jimmy Garoppolo has not lost his starter in the league yet.
He's the original Big Ball Brown, never lost.
LeVar Ball, Jesus Christ. We'll leave him for another time because
we?
Yeah, I have stuff I want to talk about him and stuff like that.
I feel like he's a good 30 minutes of conversation.
Yeah.
All right, we'll skip him. We'll go to what we really want to talk about. We'll start with because there were a few new things that came out on Netflix. 2 we want to focus on though are Bright and the Dave Chappelle specials.
Yeah.
Mostly because Jason hasn't seen all the episodes of Black Mirror yet, so we got to skip that out.
I'm very slow when it comes to the TV stuff.
So let's start with Bright. You saw it?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I liked it. It was different. It was very different. Story could use some work, especially backstory, but I expected it. Bright should have been a series instead of a movie. If it had been more of a series where we could get more backstory on what was what, it would make more sense that way. But I didn't think it was terrible. I thought it was good.
I'll tell you this. You're right on one thing. I didn't think it was terrible, but it was fucking trash.
What do you mean?
It was a bad movie. Like, it's literally one of those movies where, and I feel like because so many critics were critical about it, so many people forced themselves to like it just to be against them, because we all knew what the critics were essentially doing. Trying to trash a Netflix movie so that we don't get basically people invested into this era of big feature films coming out on streaming services rather than coming into theaters, because we all know the theater companies are losing a lot of money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they were charging $15+ for a goddamn regular movie that's not in 3D or AVX or IMAX, then maybe you'd get more butts in your fucking chairs.
Yeah, we don't want that 3D shit all the time. That hurts your eyes. You can't watch that all the time.
But outside of that, the reason I didn't like Bright was just, as you said, like, the backstory wasn't really there. I felt the writing was very sloppy.
Well, it's Max Landis who wrote that, who's another rapist. I'm not even joking. It's true. Another one of those Hollywood rapists.
Yeah, like, I just felt like the movie was so all over the place to the point where it's like there was no cohesiveness to it.
If you know who Max Landis is, if you ever see him in person, you understand why the movie is the way it is. He is that type of eccentric, out of the way, out of the realm person like that. So I understand why his movie came out that way. Obviously, they're not continuing with him for the second one. They're coming out with Bright 2, and they're not. They're not continuing with him.
They know this movie was shit. Like I said, to me, it's like inconsistency and incohesiveness is something that really bugs me in movies. And when I'm watching something, all right, if you're gonna be a comedy, be a comedy. If you're gonna be serious, be serious. Now, we live in a world now where a lot of action adventure pretty much comes into every genre, but you can be an action adventure thriller. You can be an action adventure horror. Like, you can have these things, but be that. Whereas this movie, like, it tried to have, like, these serious undertones of, like, you know, the orcs. You have, like, the elves, the orcs, and the humans, and how, like, the orcs, because of something they did 2,000 years ago, have been living at the bottom of society. Nobody trusts them. Nobody likes them. And then you have this cop who's coming back to active duty. Nobody knows what happened to him, yet people are surprised he's still alive. And now he's partnered with an orc that he doesn't fully trust. Like, there's just so many, like...
Well, it showed what happened to him in the story and stuff like that.
They vaguely bring it up about how he got shot. But it's just, there's so much that I feel for a 2-hour movie should have been explained thoroughly that wasn't explained thoroughly. And one of the reasons, like, obviously we're not talking about Black Mirror, but you watch something like Black Mirror, it's like every episode's a mini film, and within these mini films, the little amount of information you get gives you so much information. Like, you learn so much about, like, somebody's history and, like, their family and, like, what drives their emotions, what makes them want to do the things they do, what makes them the horrible person they are, you know? Like, nothing is simply black and white. There are shades and there's colors in between everything. So, watching Bright, like, I'm looking at Will Smith's character, and the one thing that's bugging me is, like, they make mention of his family, they show you his family, but there's no real interaction with his family. Like, they're just kind of there.
The movie, to me, the movie was like Training Day mixed with Running Scared. That's what it was. That's why I enjoyed it, because it reminded me of that a lot. So, like, I didn't really pay too much mind about his family or all that stuff. Well, the story, when the orcs and stuff like that, like I said, that could have been written a lot better, because, you know, you if you're talking about stuff that happened in the past, you want to know what happens in the past. You need some kind of detailed backstory about it, because we don't know what's going on. That's the only weak point I found in the story.
Something that easily could have been a 5-minute narrative speech, which we've seen movies do countless times, where it's like, we just give you a couple minutes where we give you a backdrop in history of what's going on, what this world is about. And it's not even a matter of, like, just be like, you know what, just watch it and find out, but really give me a reason to become invested in this world.
Yeah.
You know, like, I want to become attached. It's like, I watched this movie with full intention of hoping, like, the critics, what they said was bullshit. Because most of the time, like, I don't read what critics have to say, you know? Like, I'll hear, like, the little things, but, like, I'm not going to go into detail because, obviously, you're going to get spoilers. But I watch movies with a critical eye. Like, I pay attention to the shots that are taken. I pay attention to the way the actors are expressing emotion. I listen intentfully to the dialogue that's going through. And I felt a lot of the stuff in this movie was just lazy. And if you're literally, like, if, let's say it was in theaters, if I had paid regular price for this, I would have been pissed off. Whereas if I treated it like a matinee movie or a Tuesday movie, I probably would have been okay with it, even though I still wouldn't have liked it as much as, like, any other movie. But it's that type of film where I don't see myself ever watching it again. And if the second one comes out, I'll check that out. But, like, I wouldn't watch the first one to, like, get a refresher, because it just didn't capture me that way, you know? Which is, to me, disappointing, because I feel there's so much that from what those 2 hours showed could have been done so much better, and could have really just invested you in this Los Angeles city that has magic, it has elves. It's got fairies that
I think,
literally were
but you see,
useless.
I think that's what you thought. You thought it was gonna be like an epic fantasy like that. From the trailer, I was like, this is. I'm not sure if you ever saw or ever played the game. What's it called? Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it was. It was just like, it's just okay. Yeah, there's orcs and stuff, but I don't expect magic and all that kind of crap.
no, I'm not saying I expected magic, but I mean like there was magic in. The
Yeah,
movie.
there was magic, but I didn't expect like Lord of the Rings type shit.
No, what I'm saying is I expected them to at least bring me into a situation where I would be invested in what's happening. Not just like make little mentions of it and then leave it alone. Because to me, I would rather you like not mention it at all and just go about the movie. But if you're gonna like bring up, oh, this like something happened 2,000 years ago, then it's like, now we never talk about it again. Why did we say this?
Like I said, that's why I said it would have worked better as a TV show. The movie, like I said, I didn't mind the movie. There's like weak points to it, but it was something different, which is what I liked. It was different, and it brought up, it had fantasy aspect, but with the second movie, I'm sure they're gonna flesh that story out.
I hope with the second movie that they actually take a bit more time to be like, all right, this is what happened. This is why we are where we are right now, or you live in a society where like all the humans, basically regardless of race, are like, we stick together, let's figure out what the hell happened in this world to bring us to this point,
Yeah.
Like give it a bit more dialogue and that's appropriate and more backdrop that's appropriate to like get me into a place where I'm like, yo, what's happening here is insane, and like I want to know more about it,
Yeah, it takes time, but it's a new thing, new property, new everything, so we'll see how that goes for the next one. All right, that's enough bright.
Yeah.
Bright light.
2 stars.
I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5. I liked it.
You're generous.
It was good. All right, Dave Chappelle now.
Oh yeah, Equanimity, the Bird Revolution, amazing.
Yeah, it was good. The first one was better than the second one. I tell you that for sure. The jokes were on point. But
what I liked about it is just like, it's like Dave said, I'm good at this. Like it's to a point where before I even come out, I just know like this is gonna go well, and it shows the type of comedian he is, where he's just so comfortable on stage and he's so comfortable with what he's going to go out there and do that, like he is at that point where it's like, it's too easy for him. Like he's genius level at this.
Yeah. But that's years of practice. He's been doing this for a lot of years, so he's used to it.
Yeah, well, he's been doing it since his teenage
years.
Yeah,
so he's used to it.
30 years plus.
When comedians do this for a long time and stuff like that, say for like even like a billboard, like they know when they're gonna suck, when they're gonna be good, but that's all preparation and all your material you have and all that kind of stuff. So I expected it to be fun. I had a fun time watching his stuff.
Yeah,
it reminded me of his older stuff, and I was just happy to watch it.
Well, it was one of those things too where it's like, it's not very often that I watch anything and I'm 100% focused on it. Like either you check the phone or you hit pause to like get food or do something. Like when I was watching this from start to finish, I was just like zoned in. Like I'm paying attention. I'm listening to everything he's saying. Like I'm laughing at the jokes, and I'm not necessarily critical, but I'm really paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I feel like comedy needs getting. They need those types of people who just capture you with their presence on stage and their ability to just intersect the different thoughts that we have, whether we agree with them or not. Because like there were a few jokes that are quote unquote problematic. Obviously, like the transgender jokes that he made, stuff like that.
That was hilarious.
But overall, the fact that you watch him do what he does, he tiptoes those lines and does it so well to the point where it's like, whether you're okay with the joke or not, what he's talking about is something that we know is being spoken about and probably needs to be spoken about out loud. And it's about that conversation that I always say should be having,
In comedy, there's no such thing as lines. There's no, oh, you've gone too far. No, man, this is jokes. This is all jokes. If you can't take it, you shouldn't be at the comedy show.
Look, he even said from the beginning, it's like, we live in a time where everybody is bitch ass niggas.
They're PC.
You know, and it's like, yeah, we're way too sensitive. Like, we we act like every little thing that's spoken now, it's like, if it's not the PC way, then it's evil and you got to get canceled. And we got to break away from that, man, because like I said, like, through watching Dave on stage, you know, he's making his jokes and he's talking about, like, you had the conversations where he's talking about how there was a pregnant Asian lady who was at a show with her
Mexican boyfriend.
Mexican boyfriend or husband, and he's smoking on stage while he does his comedy as he always does, and she is noticeably like coughing and making little comments about, you know, the fact that he's doing that. And then she writes him a letter saying, or writes his manager a letter saying that he shouldn't book him for any more shows because of like his racism towards their relationship. But it's like, yeah, Dave is married to a Filipino woman, so it's like, what?
People don't do their research. People just want to be outraged for anything. But that's in general in this day and age. They just want to be outraged to be outraged.
Everybody's mad about something, but there's no consistency to the outrage in most cases.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times there's a lot of hypocrisy to the anger that people have. You know, and I saw it a lot in this this whole conversation too, where, you know, and I mean, understandably, I can understand why there were trans people who were probably upset about some of the jokes that were made, because if you look at, let's say, like, you have white people who've made certain jokes about other cultures, there's a very fine line they have to walk when they make those types of jokes, you know? So naturally, like, we're in new territory now when it comes to the transgender people. I feel like all comedians are trying to figure out what that line is. But at the same time, we have to allow comedians to have that right to find that line. We can't just shut down anything and everything that happens just because the word transgender gets brought up.
I don't know. I think just people are just... Obviously, this is the thing. If people are... This is what I said before, too. If you're saying stuff to me in a hateful way, all right, I know you're being hateful. But if I'm like at a comedy show or something like that, I'm going to be looking at, yo, these are all jokes. Why am I getting angry at something that's all jokes? Like, everyone can get it. When you're at a comedy 100%. Show, everyone can get it. You can be gay, straight, transgender, black, white, Asian. If you're at a comedy show, expect to get it. Especially if you know who the comedian is.
And that's the thing. It's like, it's not like Dave Chappelle, like, this is like the first time he's ever dived into the realm of like controversial or inappropriate jokes. Like, his whole comedy life has been about doing these types of jokes where it's like, it's hard to talk about. It probably shouldn't be said out loud, but hey, we're going to have the conversation. You know, like, it's just what he's been doing his whole career.
Yeah.
So to act like now he's crossed the line, it doesn't make sense. Like, he didn't cross the line when it was gay conversations. He didn't cross the line when it was like rape conversations. He didn't cross the line when it was like murder conversations. But yet when it comes to transgender, now he's essentially crossing the line. Like, if that's the case for someone like him, who I felt honestly spoke about it the best way he possibly could, as a guy who's like, look, I don't get it. Let me try to get it. But at the same time of trying to get it, can we just make some jokes about how weird this is to most of us?
Yeah.
Which I feel like, you know what? If we're at a comedy show, make your jokes, man. Like, I've been offended by jokes in the past, but I've never let it, like, I understand what comedy is.
I'm never offended by any jokes.
No, but I mean, like, not offended to the point where I'm like, oh, I will never watch this person ever again, but like, offended to the point where it's just like, wow, that is uncomfortable to hear.
Nah, not even me.
And it's like, but it makes you think, you know? And I feel like that's what comedy should do. Like, comedians should bring it to that point where it's like, they give you that perspective where it's like, it opens your eyes to a thought pattern that you might have, or a thought pattern that you didn't even notice. But it opens up a conversation that's bigger than what you realize you've been talking about this whole time, you know?
I don't know, I think I'm never getting offended at anything comedy wise, because I know it's just jokes, man. The only thing I won't laugh at you if you're not funny. That's the difference. If you're not funny and you're trying really hard to be funny when you're not, okay, then I'll be offended. Now you're trying to play me for stupid. You're trying to tell me jokes that aren't funny now. But if whatever type of jokes you want to put anything. If you're white and you do black jokes, I don't give a rat's ass. As long as you're funny,
As long as it's funny, man.
as long as you're funny, you can do whatever you want to do. Just don't go out there like saying hateful stuff, like you're going out there to insult races and stuff. You're not going out there. You're making jokes. You don't have an agenda. You're not going out there to insult people. You're just going out there to make jokes, and that's it. And if you're funny with the jokes, cool. That's all good. But don't. You can say what you can say whatever you want. Just make it funny.
And man, Dave was just on point, bro. And I don't know, man, I think I liked the Bird Revolution more than Equanimity, just because the Bird Revolution was more of less edited. You could tell it was very much him in what I've seen him do before, because like I've seen him live before, and he's very much like what he was in like the Bird Revolution, where he's just gonna sit there, or he's gonna stand there, he's gonna talk to you, it's gonna be chill, like he'll have his pauses, but it's like relaxed, it's calm. And it really feels like you're having a conversation with this guy in a room, you know? And you get your laughs out of it.
It's more intimate because it's a smaller room, that's why.
And but even like, because when I saw him, like he did Just for Laughs maybe about 3-4 years ago here.
Uh-huh.
Can't remember exactly when it was, but like it was a bigger room, but that's what he does.
Yeah.
Like he literally treats the crowd as if it's like one person and has a conversation with you, you know? And like, you saw like he talked about like how he equated his career to the book Pimp, which I thought was like an amazing analogy to make, because I don't know if you've ever read the book Pimp.
No, I know about it, but I've never read it.
Yeah, it's one of those books that makes you think. I mean, it's in the weirdest way, because it's like it's a pimp life situation, but there's so many lessons to it as far as like logically and business wise, and just how you notice people treat people even if they've never been in that world before. It's like the habits that people have that they learn as far as power is concerned and money's concerned, you know?
It's a cold world. That's pimping though.
And him using that as like to be like, yeah, like I saw my career going one way and basically I walked away, but I came back and made more. So just crazy way that he basically made that analogy. And I mean, like, if you guys haven't read that book, you should read it. If you haven't seen Bird Revolution or Equanimity, like, I don't know.
Yeah, watch the specials. The specials are really good.
You haven't yet. It came out December 31st.
Get on Netflix.
Be a part of the conversation, people. But yeah, no, like, it's just, Dave just, I feel like he's just at that point where, and like, I had went back and watched, like, the original 2 specials that he had put out on Netflix prior, like, after I'd watched the latest 2, and you just see, it's like, even though those 2 weren't as good as these 2, it's still just how natural he is on stage and how easy he is able to have like this stand-up conversation with you and bring up these topics that, whether they're controversial or not, just have that conversation in a way that, you know, it's like, let's just do it. Like, screw being PC about it. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not many people, if any other person, who can do it the way Dave Chappelle does it. Just a whole new level of like stand-up comedy.
Yeah, it's really good. I personally don't think he's the best, one of the best stand-up comedian, but I do like his comedy. There's a lot of stand-up comedians I love to watch better than him, but those 2 were actually really good in my books. 2 of his best, but yeah, he always has, you know, social commentary and stuff that makes you think at the end of his sets that you know, make you go beyond the conversation of what comedy and everything that he does. So if you guys haven't seen it, get Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, check it out.
Who doesn't have Netflix?
A lot of people don't have Netflix.
No, stop using your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend's account and spend that, what, $11, $12?
Something like that.
You cheap bastards.
All right.
Trying to think, was there anything else, you know?
No, that's essentially it, man.
First week back.
First week back. I guess that's it for this week.
Nothing made you mad over the holidays?
No, not really.
Really?
I had a good
holidays and nothing made you mad?
I had a good holiday, so I can't complain.
Trying to think, did anything make me mad? Sickness. That's about it. My nose is stuffy. I got the coughs.
My eyes are messed up. That's about it.
Oh, it's because you're an old man.
It has nothing to do with that.
You don't need enough carrots.
Something at work. Caught something at work and messed up my eyes.
The new job screwing you over already. starts with your health when they take your back.
It is what it is. But we are back for 2018. Everyone, thank you very much again for listening. We really do appreciate it. And like I said, the website. Oh, I'm telling you, once that website comes back,
Cannot wait.
Can we give a little preview?
No.
Okay, so, well,
No, we
not
don't
a
give
preview.
previews. No, you just gotta wait.
Not a preview of the website itself, but I want to say that the team will be getting a little bigger.
Oh,
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying names. I'm not saying names. I'm just saying the team's gonna get bigger.
Just know we're expanding our horizons.
Expanding our horizons.
And then we're doing a little something special for you guys. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. That's all we gotta say. We ain't gonna say nothing else.
But other than that, trust me, everyone. It's some good stuff coming up your way. New avenue to look in this podcast thing. You know, we're always trying to do better, trying to listen to your ideas and everything like that.
Learn from what we do well, learn from what we do bad, and just grow.
More interviews, more stuff like that. You know, we try our best.
Like we said, we were going to hit the ground running for 2018, and that's exactly what we're looking to do. It's exactly what we are doing. And like I said, man, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
So keep your eyes out on that. And Montreal people, especially people, well, in Montreal, there are going to be a lot. You're going to see us a lot more. I know a lot of people asking us, oh, why did you guys do video? And there's like, okay, relax. We're going to do video when we're ready to do video. Mostly everyone who listens to this knows who we are, except for like people in the States and other countries and stuff. They have never seen us, and I don't want you to see us until I say.
Look, just wait for the website.
I don't even think I'll put my image on the website. I don't want to.
I'll put my picture on the website.
I'd rather do that on the Instagram first, but people.
I'm attractive enough to be on there.
I'll add in the cricket sounds.
Yeah, you think? You can put your crickets all you want. Facts are facts.
Fax is an extinct form.
Facts are facts.
Of sending messages.
Facts are facts.
Of sending messages through the internet. All right, folks.
You get a fax of my facts.
All right, whatever. All right, let's end this before my eyes fall in my head.
This dude's literally tearing up over here. It's pretty hilarious.
It's not. It hurts. Every blink is like burning. All right, everyone. So you can reach me on Instagram, Twitter, JJNBA. Just look for me there and just send me a shout out. I will be glad to respond to anyone.
You can also find me on Twitter at LeftyLucky_. Don't find me on Facebook because I reserved that for family. On Instagram, Matt Scorpio. But as always, the podcast, Don't Be Mad Podcast, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can find that on all 3 platforms.
Yes.
You can subscribe, follow, and listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio website. What else is there? Podbean. Spotify, across the board, man. We made it easier for you.
Yes.
So you can listen to it at your best and most favorite convenience.
Not just the ones we named too. Anything that you listen to a podcast on, it's pretty much theirs. You just have to look for it. Look for the name and we'll be there.
Don't Be Mad Podcast. It's that simple. Subscribe, tell a friend, rate us, the whole 9, as we always ask you every episode.
That's right. All right, and I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's it. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. Welcome to 2018. Hit the ground running with what you're doing, and don't let it just last a month, you know, like those people who go to the gym, and once January's over, they're back to laying on the couch and eating burgers and chips straight up the bag.
Jersey Shore is back. You got to hit the gym, bro. You gotta go to the gym, bro. And when the bee hits you, you gotta hit it back, bro.
Okay, relax.
I saw a piece of the quick note. I saw a piece of that stupid show, Floribama or Flower. What is it called? Floribama.
Floribama show.
It's the most stupidest bullshit I've ever seen. It's worse than Jersey Shore, and not in a good way. Worse. It's scripted worse. It seems scripted.
Yeah, I think I watched like 2 or 3 episodes. And I was like, yeah, this is not for me.
No, I'm not doing it. So that's my advice for the day. Stay away from Jersey Shore knockoff. All right, folks. We will see you again next week.
Can't wait for Black Panther.
Yep. Peace.
Bye.